We open in Texas, 1939. A young Bernard Garrett is seen shining shoes outside a bank. But while other kids chase baseballs, he's watching numbers. Garrett is gifted with math. From a young age, he's fascinated by real estate and economics, two things considered off-limits to a black man in the Jim Crow South.
He studies their behavior, listens to conversations, and teaches himself how loans and mortgages work. But genius can only take you so far in a system designed to hold you back. So Bernard sets his sights west, to Los Angeles.
Still chasing his real estate dream, but racism follows him. Banks won't lend to him, and white property owners won't sell. So what does he do? He gets creative.
Garrett partners with his wife's father to start buying properties through proxies. He begins flipping and managing apartments while staying out of the spotlight. Soon, he meets Joe Morris, Samuel L. Jackson, a flashy nightclub owner with cash and charisma to spare.
Joe has street smarts and business sense. Bernard has math and strategy. Together, they're unstoppable.
Here's where the plan gets bold.
Because Bernard and Joe know that to get access to the biggest real estate deals and bank loans, they need someone who looks like the system they're trying to beat.
Enter Matt Steiner, Nicholas Hoult, a white, blue-collar guy who Bernard and Joe trained to be the public face of their growing empire. Bernard teaches him everything: golf, finance, posture, negotiation. Behind closed doors, Bernard and Joe make all the real decisions.
It's one of the most daring cons in American business history, and it's 100% legal.
With Matt as the front, Bernard and Joe begin acquiring properties that were previously off-limits. And then they set their eyes on something bigger: the banking system itself.
They target a struggling bank in Texas, Bernard's home state. If they can control a bank, they can offer loans to the black community, something no one else is doing. With some clever maneuvering, they pull it off. Matt is the public buyer, but Bernard and Joe are calling the shots. Now, they don't just own buildings, they own the power to change lives. But changing the system comes at a cost. As they give more black citizens access to home loans and business capital, local white power structures start to take notice, and they don't like it. Racist bankers and politicians begin sniffing around. The trio's setup starts raising red flags, especially from federal regulators. Tensions build as Bernard pushes to go even bigger, while Joe warns him about drawing too much attention. Every great con has its limits, and for Bernard and Joe, the cracks begin to form from the inside. Matt, caught between loyalty and pressure, starts making decisions without Bernard's approval. Bernard's ambition, once his greatest strength, begins to create risk. Joe becomes increasingly frustrated as the operation grows beyond what they originally planned. And then, everything starts to unravel. The government finally steps in, leading to investigations, headlines, and mounting pressure. Bernard finds himself in a legal and moral storm. Stand by his dream or protect the people he loves. Spotlight turns against him. Watch newspaper headlines and Matt being grilled by authorities. Joe distances himself, unsure if this fight can. Anchor is a bold reminder that sometimes, to change the system, you have to outsmart it, piece by piece. Bernard Garrett didn't just fight for wealth. He fought for dignity, equality, and opportunity in a world stacked against him. But can his mission survive when the